podcast is never intended as legal advice. Each podcast is a brainstorm of ideas and potential solutions. Consult an attorney for your legal questions. Thank you. Welcome. Today's discussion is, what do I do to help family with their finances? Well, the typical response is, I'm going to just write all the checks out and have my parents sign it, or find a way to electronically pay the bills. Every one of us has a few bills. Even if we don't have a mortgage, we'll have utility bills, and some people have them set up on credit card, but you still have to pay a credit card every month if you want to maintain reasonable credit. So there's always a bill to pay somewhere. And depending on whether you're local or not, you may have a little bit of help with people coming in to clean. You may have a little bit of help with people coming in to cook. And so those are other services that will vary from time to time, but will cost. So how do I go about doing this? Well, we've previously talked about this piece of paper you're supposed to have, according to the banks and according to the financial planners. You need a general durable power of attorney, or some people call it a financial power of attorney. I recommend you talk to an attorney in your state because it varies from state to state. But it's a piece of paper and it basically says who can help me and when. When my parents were in their 80s, my siblings and I sat down and said, we go on these powers of attorney now because that way we are knowledgeable about what you're doing, we are aware of those details, and in our case we said we will respect your decisions, and we did forever. That's really important because, for example, your parents may be good money managers and may not. But if you're not a good money manager, you should not be helping them out. You should find somebody else. And that's not to be critical. It's just reasonable and rational, because if it's too much of a distraction for you, you do not want to do this. You can hire a bookkeeper, you can hire a private fiduciary. Those services are available. The private fiduciaries and bookkeepers are bonded, and so if they take any funds, then you have an insurance policy that replaces them. That's really, really important. And this is assuming that your parents make a decision while they're still able to make the decision. So let's say you become the power of attorney for your family, and some people say, oh, just go, well, family members actually will do the same thing. Just put your name on the account. You can be a co-owner with me. Not a good idea. The reason it is not a good idea is because if you have any issues that arise, the account that your family members could be reached by the person who's suing you or doing whatever issues come up. And even the best of us can have that happen. It's not a negative, it just can happen. It's a piece of life that some of us experience, and if you never do, you are very fortunate. Some of us know that it can happen when somebody's just mad. They may file a claim against you. And sometimes someone can get a judgment, and sometimes it needs to be appealed so that you can undo the judgment. So there's always a possibility of some kind of legal action that could affect the family member's funds. So you don't want to be a co-owner. Now the flip side is, what happens if your family member accidentally hits another person and they have no assets but this cash? Well,
If your name is on it, or if you move the money into your account and have your name and your parents' name on it, guess what? It's subject to recovery, probably by the injured person. And we all buy insurance. We have homeowners to try and protect us. We have motor vehicle insurance to protect us on the road. But there's always a possibility something else could come up. And not all of us have umbrella insurance, which is also helpful. So never, 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 never put yourself on the account as a co-owner. That is a recommendation. People still do it, and just know the risks. That's the most important part. But the bank or the financial institution can add you as authority to sign on that account so that you have full access to take care of the family member. And that's what's most important. Thank you for joining us on one of the issues regarding financial management with the family.